And welcome back, YouTube. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire. Where things are going better, but they're not going great. Obsolescence was struck again. 3,800 people. I'm surprised they had 3,800 people left in at this point. Yeah, and needless to say, nothing is working. Nothing is working in the city. Workers are all gone. Happiness might recover at this point, just because there's no one working in the city. I don't think that city's coming back. I think that city's dead. Which may mean that if we have any logistics, it may be time to make a new zone. No. Okay, so logistics did not come back. We've basically used all the logistics up already. What is the state of the capital? Capital still does have positive worker happiness. So people are, in theory, showing up to their work. They haven't repaired the rad cleansing facility enough yet. Granted, the rad's going down, so I must have something that's providing a rad cleansing. Maybe the suspicion I had otherwise was that rad cleansing does work across zones. Because Belrod's rad cleansing should be operational. This one should be working. Either that or the rad treatment must be working, I'm not sure. No, it's only supposed to, these ones are only supposed to affect the effect. But yeah, so we've got logistical collapse. You can see there's some units over here that are not getting any supply, even though they're in green supply. So that's basically things not leaving the capital. Where we've tapped out capacity to pull things from the capital, which is bad. That is straight up bad. If that cannot get fixed, then everything collapses.
Roger. Roger. Order acknowledged. Order acknowledged.
We got the blue power, so keep the aliens happy. Oh, and we're having power problems. Great. Yeah, in theory, we could do a range attack with this. Basically, wherever we want. Blow a city up. Not that I think that's an effective use of our munitions. In fact, I think that's the biggest city I've seen. Yeah, that might literally be one of their bigger cities. So that might be the target we'd launch at. Here's a question that I do not know the answer to. Do the AI have any special opinions on being the recipient of an atomic strike? We're about to find out.
Roger that.
So we struck that city. That city, we can see, because we have some spies, we have some idea of what's happened to the city, so we've just bumped off 20,000 people. Civilian population. And... okay, that was something I did not expect. Atomic weapons are not single use. They do reload if you have the radioactives to reload them. So, if we can put the situation back together, we may be able to continue to launch atomic strikes. I thought they... To be fair, this is the first time I've gotten to the point where I need to use atomic weapons. So, this is my first atomic strike. We basically have the range to hit whatever target we want. And, yeah. Did the AI care about the fact that we just nuked them? Nope. It's like any other act of war. They don't like you that you're waging war on them, but they don't specifically care. Especially about being struck with the nuke. Okay. Is there any places where I want to carry out an attack this turn to try to improve our borders? So the other question is, do I just try to improve the borders and then question the validity of... Well, attacking is probably just a bad idea at this point, because we don't have... Most of our units that would be good at attacking did not receive any supplies. Over the intern, right? So these guys are not going to be in any position to attack. Could technically do a little bit of cheeky, take a little bit of territory. Like so. And that cheeky taking of territory is going to result in one or more of the units hypothetically during the ceasefire starving. Which is a very cheeky thing to do. I know I'm about to declare a ceasefire, and by the power of my diplomacy, it will probably work. So very cheekily trying to take advantage of the fact that...
Negative to breach. Take cover!
Nope, there was someone on that dial.
Negative to breach.
Okay, I think that's all the cheeky. Just because I can take it there. Yeah, we're not going to take that hex. Maybe? Nope. That would have been the one that would have done it. Most of these units are depleted, so they're not going to really take any hexes. Okay, over to the east. I think it's a pretty similar situation over here. Shortage of our munitions is probably going to be a preventing issue, right? So we've got motorized units that... Okay, for this turn are probably decent, right? They've got food. But we're even in a situation some of the units don't have food, right? So if it's that bad where units are not getting their food delivered, that's a problem. So we do a cheeky encirclement of that guy. That guy's already encircled, so other than getting that hex, I'm not worried about that hex. There's no reason to attack there. Take slightly more forward positions because we know we're about to declare peace. Or at least attempt to declare peace. I'm going to be a lot of egg on my face if I'm unable to declare peace. That's all I'm going to say right now. Take some territory off of them. It doesn't necessarily need to be the best territory. It just needs to be... We're just declaring peace. It doesn't need to be great, because everything is basically the same. We're declaring peace. A little bit in here where we could... oh, that one might be interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting one. We've gone ahead and circled another guy there. And I don't motorized have enough to get behind these guys. Yeah, nope. Alright, so that's... I think as far as cheeky land grabs what we can do before the peace gets declared, I think that's what we're going to get. We scored a city with a whole 10,000 people. Which I don't think population-wise is going to leave us up after the war. No, we're down... We were around about 10% of the population. We've dropped to 8.2% of the population. These guys are getting closer and closer to winning. Right now, the only thing that's really stopping either of them from winning is each other. So we've got to hope the AIs fight each other a lot. Because otherwise, we're not bouncing back from this. But yeah, right now, our logistics are completely collapsed. We need them not to be collapsed. So, propose peace.
Affirmative.
Okay, we're at a state of hostile peace, but hostile peace is better than nothing. Let's go around and see what other diplomacy we can contemplate getting up to. They're cold, that doesn't work for us. They're blackmail, that doesn't work for us. We've been trying to do things, I think, to change how these guys feel about us, but it apparently hasn't kicked in if it's even effective. No, these are the guys that like us. Oh, that's the bad one to look at. This is the one we've been trying. Yeah, so we've been trying to get the brothers into control, because we think they'd be doing better diplomacy with us. Apparently, they haven't had an election to get into control. So as much as we've empowered them, they haven't had a vote to get into power. That's all right. Again, we think these guys are the guys being most willing to do all of us. As much support as we've given them, they're not in power. And we've been working a little bit on the humanists over here. The humanists may have even had an election here, so maybe they did advance a little bit, but wasn't enough to get them into power. Construction review is probably not going to tell us anything useful. Railhead's done. Okay, so if the logistics improve, we should be getting better last-minute logistics down to that city. China Tributary, the airbase is done, so we could have, in the next war, we're going to have better air capacity. Given the fact that this is what China Tributary has going for it, let's try to build a rail station here.
Order acknowledged.
And at some point, we'll probably have to replace Austerlitz as the backup rail station, so let's also try to build a rail station here as well.
Yes, sir.
And then we're hoping the capital recovers. As part of hoping the capital recovers, let's go ahead and call up a zone order in the capital. Raise the pay in the capital to maximum. That's the best we can do to get the population happy. As we can see, the capital doesn't have enough people, so let's also just try to throw people at the capital.
Copy that.
Try to keep the civilian population existent. And then here in China, call the slaver. We need people. We desperately need people. Give us more people. Granted, you can see, technically, we just pulled up 2,000 more people, and it's still decreasing. Well, granted, in this case, it's decreasing because it's immigrating, right? We're getting a pretty heavy immigration over to Belgorod here. But that's kind of okay, right? As long as it's internal migration trying to buff up our own cities, that's fine. People's people. We need people everywhere. And yeah, I don't think Austerlitz is coming back. I think Austerlitz is dead. If we get logistics going again from the capital, what I may try doing is I may try trying to subdivide Austerlitz. We'll give up on the city center and try to recover the assets, potentially by just turning them all into their own zone and throwing colonists at them one by one to get them operational again. Alright, so there's a dome farm here. That would be something that might be worth turning into a zone and a zone, and basically just accept that the city center is foobar for a while. If the population can't come back, or the population won't come back. It doesn't really make sense to do. Yeah, we basically have no forces missing, right? What we've got is we've got delivery issues. So we'll cycle the turn. And we'll see if our logistics situation recovers over the end turn. That's really going to come down to rail basically improving around the capital. So if the capital can improve its rail capacity, we may bounce back. And we just got a ceasefire. So hopefully, with a ceasefire, this will be a boring end turn. Isn't a boring end turn, we have a problem. Oh, I so need robotic troops. There's enough people left on this planet to even form a proper cohesive battle line across the massive front line I've got now. Yeah, we can see the place where we had a cohesive front line that we held. We didn't take too many losses. So assuming we can get the supplies back going again, we should be... Basically, if we can plaster the entire front line in actual units, we should be good. Also, I need redundant rail assets that are in places and on oscillates at this point, because oscillates was my redundant railhead, or my redundant rail, central rail point, and the capital. And both of them got struck with atomic weapons. The capital is being a problem because it's mainly the civilian population that's having issues. Okay, well they've cleaned up the radiation around the capital. That's good to see. Radiation's gone. We have lots of damaged buildings. And the capital's worker happiness has dropped below the point where... Well, below the happy point. So we're gonna have problems trying to get them back to work. Is there any ecotechs we're still looking for? No, I think we have all the ecotechs. Okay. Basically, we're at applied and 2 military techs left. Okay. Grant, I think leaving eco at 5 is probably fine. Military will probably... Actually, I think yeah, military is where we're gonna take the cut. Let's raise U by 10 and U by 10. Yeah, developed a miniature shield generator. I think there's only one other military... Well, I think we've actually discovered all the military tech, so I think that's the last military tech. That's the reason military is getting downsized. SAM launches, we were suffering more from airstrikes we probably would do. Thinking if there's anything actually worth upgrading right now. There are models looking like infantry, maybe, but I'd probably want to do another heavy battle dress model and we don't have the machine parts. So as I could try doing an upgrade that would not have heavy battle dress, see if it would actually be an upgrade, but that'd be a bit of a risk. We're not ready for it there. Artillery is definitely not. Where's the RPGs? Push really low? Probably. There's the RPG. And yeah, okay, so I think we're gonna tell you once again. Find me the robot infantry, please. Black market discovered. Yeah, leave the black market going. We could benefit from that credit income. Give them some money. Number traders are offering ammunition. Yes, please. Trying to make the Builder's Command more powerful. Second Grenadier Commander. Yep, sure. I should also recruit more military. And diplomacy. Okay, so while we're at peace, they're not really open to being bribed. Bribery is letting us get back to Cold War, to ceasefire, but it's not really great for improving the relations. Which is only one at war. I don't think they're open for open contact. And then obviously we're at peace with everyone else, right? Getting scientific exchange with the militarists would probably be a good idea.
Affirmative.
Trying to make them a little tankier by sharing technology with them is a great idea. Oh, we're not even trading with the Decile Reich anymore. That's a little bit of a stretch though, so let's not try that right now. Call to success. Yeah, a 1 in 100 roll is a little high. Little high. Not gonna gamble on a 1 in 100. Especially because any failure is gonna piss them off, and I would like not go back to war right away. So, situation in the capital. We're below 50. The radiation's cleaned up, so hopefully things are improving. We can throw some more people at the zone.
Copy that.
Not going to be many people at the zone, but more people should help improve opinions. Let's also strat card up. Not necessarily the best way of solving the problem, but we're going to attempt to bribe the people.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Okay, so that's appropriate happiness. Not super great from a equipment standpoint, but work with it.
Roger that.
Okay, built up a money stockpile. How comes our construction projects? I didn't know that they were going poorly. Power bank complete. Don't really care about it at this point. Because of power production being interfered with, we're not making a great amount of power. Soil dementalization plant, progressed at full speed. Everything else was running at lower than normal speed. Okay. Mining overview. Do have an empty mine. In fact, we have 2 empty mines. So Belrod, I'll call you up and try to improve your mines.
Aye, aye, sir.
We have some scrap we can collect. I don't think this is going to give us anything usable, really. We're not doing any field training at this point. Yeah, give it a couple of leader options, but nothing great. Okay, well, we're hoping that our logistics improves. Hopefully sometime before we end the war again. Go and embed some more spies. Sure.
Yes,
Got no
sir.
spies there, so plop in a bunch of spies. Got no spies there,
Yes,
so
sir.
plop in a bunch of spies. Some spies
Yes,
there, but
sir.
give them put a few more there, please.
Yes, sir.
No spies
Yes,
there,
sir.
so send some spies.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we're trying to get this guy's covert ops improved. Get better covert ops, we might actually be able to start siphoning population off, which might allow us to get back into the population game a bit. And yeah, we're at a state of peace, so it probably makes sense to, where we can, try to pull some of our units back to lower their logistical upkeep. And maybe form something that vaguely looks like a cohesive line for the situation if war breaks out again. Anyway, so all these units are technically in green supply, so I'm not going to poke these too much. That's something that vaguely looks like a cohesive line. At this point, we need more logistics to get out here, but hopefully that'll happen. These guys are basically functionally encircled. If it wasn't for them to be... Well, these guys aren't going to function very well out here anyway, so let's try to pull these guys back. And try to form something that looks like a line here, in case we do end up with hostilities again. Again, move back into green supply to lower physical requirements. At some point, I might want to come through here and do a bunch of mergers. In fact, I might actually do that off stream. With the militia, is try to merge situations where we have militia units that are really depleted that share hexes with other militia units of the appropriate type. Just start merging them. Oh, we can see the radioactives got put to use. Rearming. I don't know how much that actually needs to be armed to fire. It might hypothetically... Oh, it's 400 a shot. So the thing holds 480, and it shoots 400 a shot. Okay. Or not 448, and it shoots 40 a shot. Drop a 0 from the last numbers we said. It was mostly right. So there's a possibility that if everything recovers, we'll have atomic strikes for the next war. Based off that, I might weirdly not shoot cities, because their cities are pretty... I say pretty small, and then I find reconnaissance, spy-wise, that I find a decent city. If there's decent cities to strike, I should strike the decent cities. Okay, that's a decent city. That's got 100,000 people in. That's got 100,000 people in. See if I can find better targets for the next war. And we know that one had like 40,000 in it. Okay. I wonder how much is that people leaving my cities and going to their cities. Hopefully not. Oh, I may have also just found their core region, right? So that's 1,000, 100,000, that's 100,000. I can imagine that being the capital area. It would be a little bit hard to check, unless we're seeing SHQ. Yeah, with the basis of the population, that might have been either that or it's been a place that hasn't been hit a lot with atomic weapons. Because we can see with some of these places, it got a lot of radiation, which is giving suggestions on what may have happened to them. Yeah, and this place has got a high population, probably because it hasn't been really struck. This place doesn't have that much radiation, so it's got a decent amount of people. So it might just be the places that they don't have radiation on are the ones doing the best. Okay. And yeah, I think based on the time, this is probably where I'm going to go ahead and end the part. We are maybe starting to contemplate actually bouncing back from the most recent set of atomic strikes. And to be fair, that was not a... That war hurt. That war hurt a lot. But we took a city. That city has 10,000 people, and we lost more people in the war than we gained, but we took a city. We're up one city. Plus one city. They're down one city. And we are getting something like 2,000 people a turn.
Standing by. Order acknowledged. Order acknowledged.
So 2,000 people a turn is not nothing. Just from the slave trader event. And then every city is providing at least a natural growth of 100. This one's up to 200. So we are gaining people. We're just... I need a lot more people. I need a lot more people, and at this point I probably also need more cities. It's probably at the point where I need to stop situations like this, like the collapse of Austerlitz. The answer is probably just going to be have lots of little cities. They're not going to be super efficient, but they're going to help keep atomic strikes from rickety wrecking me. And in fact, if anything, Hansen's too big. Hansen, I probably need to start just recruiting harder from. I need to start driving the size of Hansen down before it gets struck. In fact, based on that, let's call up Hansen.
Yes, sir.
We're getting what? We're getting 1,200 from natural growth, so we'll try to get the city to actually start shrinking by recruiting more people and more colonists from it. That way we can start to diversify the colonists. If anything, just to come out here and say, hey, we probably want a city here on the truck hub. Hey, we probably want a city here on the truck hub. I don't have the metal as a run a rail line. across the bit here instead of across the mountain. But yeah, and we're out of metal. We're out of metal. Being out of metal is not good. How much does metal cost? Metal cost is not that bad. Buy a bunch of metal.
Roger that.
Okay, well that's where I'm gonna head and put the part break. So, as is the case, usually when I end a stream, I don't end on the end of an end turn. I end doing a save. That might cross with reality. Apparently, this was unlucky stream 13. So we survived unlucky stream 13. There was setbacks. There were some serious setbacks. Actually, I say there were setbacks. Our victory score didn't go down very much. I think we were sitting around 20, 21. We're at 19, so we only went down by like 1. So that's all population loss. We were at like 10% of the global population, now we're down to 8.4. Whereas we can see, that's the thing we're struggling with, right, is the two people who are very much winning the game have people. They have people. And obviously I need to be able to get more troops to hold more frontage, because the militia just aren't doing it anymore. They are literally not doing it anymore. So I need something to cover that whole front. The guys down here we didn't really lose any ground. We didn't do great. Like, these guys took a proverbial lunch money. But the units held. And honestly, by the power of diplomacy, we have killed 12,000 or 1,200 guys here. Right, so assuming we get logistics going again, and at some point I need to diversify the rail assets. The rail assets need to be diversified so that I don't get both key ones in the center struck, because that's what's collapsed the logistic capacity right now. Both key rail hubs got hit, and both key truck hubs got hit. In fact, this truck hub has been hit so hard. This used to have a level 7 truck hub. Doesn't have a level 7 truck hub anymore. The truck hub is gone. Not coming back. The city's starting to recover, apparently. People are coming back. We'll see if we ever get any workers, but the people are coming back. I suppose one way we could try to restart the worker pops instead of trying to basically wait for everything to burn down and then ship in some workers. At that point, should be happy with anything. But yeah, this is the end of the stream. Hope you've been enjoying it. We'll next stream see if we can come back from this. We've been holding on, but at this point it might be a runoff between seeing whether Team 1 or Team 2 wins, because us as Team 3 are having a bad day. So until next time, hope you have a good time. Catch you in the next stream. Bye for now.